Tom, thank you very much. Good to see you. And hello, everybody. Good evening. It's nice to put impressive offensive statistics in the same sentence with the Mariner Ball Club. That's what we're going to do right here, because things have gone really well here over the last 8 games, a 5-3 record. Room for improvement with the runners in scoring position, but 4 runs, 11 home runs, almost 3 walks a ball game, and the strikeouts at 6-5 are down.
Well, yeah, you're right. They're encouraging numbers for them. I like the power numbers, the 11 home runs. When you're not hitting with runners in scoring position, which has been a struggle for them early, the home runs certainly help. And getting Michael Saunders would help also. This is a home run in his first at bat last night. Second pitch that he sees, he hits a home run into the seats out of the leadoff spot. Michael also led the club in stolen bases last year, so it's good to have him back. As Tom Glasgow mentioned, Michael Morris getting healthy. It's nice to have Saunders back, so I think those numbers will continue to improve.
Hey, if your name was Saunders last night, if somewhere along the line in the tribe you're feeling good about the 2 performances put up last night, take a look and a listen.
Seattle Mariners baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Ford. We are local. And by the Emerald Queen Casino, presenting comedian and star of the hit TV show Mike and Molly, Billy Gardell, June 22nd. For tickets, go to emeraldqueen.com. Great to have you with us from Safeco Field. From the Ford Sports Desk, I'm Tom Glasgow, getting you ready for Game 2 of 3 against the Baltimore Orioles. Not only do we promise at least 9 innings of baseball, although we want nothing like they had last night in Oakland, we're going to tell you what's going on during the broadcast down on the farm, and also check in on the Blue Jays. That'll be the team the M's start playing on Friday in Toronto as they get that road trip underway. Right now, let's send it back out to center field. Brad and Bill.
Tom, thank you very much. Yeah, 9 innings. How about 8.5 innings?
That'd
I think, good tonight. We would like that.
That's what we want.
That's right. Mariners going for their 4th straight win. Brandon Maurer on the mound tonight going for his 4th straight quality start. Here's what he's done his last 3 turns versus his first 2. Look at the Ernie, Bill. 16 to like a 189. That's improvement.
Yeah. Major improvement.
Average downs, Ks are up, and a great turn against the Angels his last start.
You know, he just needed to have a few things go his way, and now he's relaxed and letting it happen. 94, 95 with movement on the edge. And once he was able to establish that, he opened the gate, and it was just filthy slider after filthy slider against this right-hand hitting lineup. And really just overwhelmed the competition. 6 punch-outs through 6 1/3 of shutout baseball. He was magnificent.
Well, he needs to be good because a very good Oriole team, and Jason Hamill on the mound, a righty that some guys in the Northwest might know. Born in Greenville, South Carolina, grew up in Port Orchard with the South Kitsap High School. Jason Nelson there, of course, Willie Bloomquist. Treasure Valley Community College in Ontario, Oregon, close to Boise. That is deep out there. Drafted by the Rays in 2002, made his debut in 2006. With the Rays, so he made it from Treasure Valley.
I'm just going to say, you know, if you got a good arm and you're 6'5", they're going to find you no matter what nook and cranny you're from. And certainly Jason Hamill has had a circuitous route like we all have, but this guy really established himself last year. He did hurt his knee, only got 20 starts, 8-6 with a 3.43. He's off to a great start this year, a 3-1 with a 3.82. This guy has got a nice sinker slider combo. You know, he made that transition from trying to be a 4-seam power guy to going with the sinker, and once he stepped in the rotation with Baltimore, he's been one of the better righties in the AL East.
You said good on the road as well, so it's Maurer, it's Hamill. It's Game 2 of the 3-game set. Mariners trying to win their 2nd consecutive series. That would be good. And how about this, Bill? Post-game, little fireside chat.
Can't we just move over there?
Let's do that. We'll kick these people out. All right, first pitch next. Orioles and Mariners coming up on Root Sports.
Needed multiple options to get here to Safeco Field. You could have taken westbound on I-90. Also available to you. I-5 southbound. All routes, they lead to Safeco Field tonight. Game 2. 3-game series of the Baltimore Orioles are in town. They are swinging the bats quite well. And the Mariners are playing some good baseball as well. Welcome to Mariner Baseball, everybody. Orioles in the M's from Safeco Field. Let's take a look at the Oriole lineup that will face Brandon Maurer.
For manager Buck Showalter, Nate McLeod hitting .351. Did not play last night. Back in the lineup today. Then it's Machado, Markakis, Adam Jones, the cleanup hitter. Chris Davis, .352 average, leading the league in home runs and RBIs. Also, he will hit 5th. Then it's Wieters, Hardy, Flaherty, and Dickerson rounding out the 9 for the Orioles. Maurer this year, this will be his 6th start, 2-3 record, 5.61 ERA. Don't let that fool you. He's been really good in his last 3 outings, a 1.89 ERA for Maurer, so the young man is settling in.
First pitch to Nate McLeod, misses off the plate, ball 1. Greg Gibson's got balls and strikes. Hunter Wendelstedt at first, Mike Estabrook at second, and Alan Porter at third. 2-0 to McLeod. Been with Pittsburgh and Atlanta. Brandon Maurer, boy, you can see the confidence. His last couple 3 starts. He's back with his first strike of the night. Joe Saunders got to feel really good. Picked up a complete game last night. And this one's hit a ton. Deep right field. Nate McLeod has left the yard. McLeod, his 2nd home run of the season, RBI number 8. I was talking to Nate before the game. He said, "You've never seen Maurer." I said, "What's your approach? You're going to go up there hacking, you go up there looking?" He says, "I'll figure it out as I walk up to the plate."
Well, they figured it out all right. Gets a fastball, 91 miles an hour, belt high in the middle of the plate. His 2nd home run of the year. The Orioles 3rd in the league in home runs.
11th career leadoff homer for Nate McLeod. 20-year-old Manny Machado rips one down the line. That's a fair ball into the corner. Digging it out is Jason Bay. So early trouble for Maurer. For Machado, his 10th double of the season. It's a ball club in Baltimore that is 4th in batting average and 4th in hits, 2nd in runs scored.
Let's take a look at the defense for the Mariners tonight, brought to you by T-Mobile. Jason Bay getting the start in left field. He's been a hot hitter. Michael Saunders back from the DL. Hit a home run last night. Michael Morris is in right. Seager is at 3rd. Ryan and Ackley playing up the middle. Justin Smoke, the first baseman, and Kelly Shopik will do the catching tonight.
There's Nick Markakis. Maurer walking into a hornet's nest. First 2 hitters, and you look at McLeod, Machado, Markakis, Jones, and Davis over the last 5 games have combined for a .358 batting average, 5 home runs, 22 runs scored, and 22 ribbies.
Well, it's the first 5 that are definitely doing the damage. Markakis a part of that. It's a little bit easier as you work your way down. Wieters off to a slow start, although he did homer last night. Hardy 192, Flaherty 115, Dickerson at 125. So things will get a little bit easier for him, but he's really going to have to bear down here early. A lot of fastballs right away. Might have to put a wrinkle in it. A little breaking ball up there just to give him something else to think about as Adam Jones waits on deck.
Shopik and Maurer trying to get on the same page. That double by Machado, his 10th, ties him with Adam Jones for the team lead. Folks, still streaming into the pen. Fashionably late. Orioles lead 1-0 after just 2 hitters. Chop foul. Mariners won last night's game 6-2. We showed you Joe Saunders went the distance, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned a walk and 2 strikeouts. Good hitting heroes too last night, Mike.
Yeah, quite a few last night. It's good to see the Mariners swinging the bats again. Again, it started with Michael Saunders. He's going to give them a huge lift, leading the game off with a home run, getting him on the scoreboard right away.
Gets away from Shopik, can't find it. Making a big turn as Machado. He's down to 3rd. talking about Joe Saunders. Saunders ran his record to 8-0 here in Seattle. Safeco Joe indeed with a 1.75, a 2.10 batting average against, giving up 5 home runs.
A lot of ground ball outs from him last night. Had a good two-seam fastball working. Great changeup again.
1-2 to Markakis. Runner at third now due to the wild pitch. Machado.
And with nobody out, Mariners play their infield back, trying to stay away from a big inning if they can. So they'll give up another run if Markakis can put it in play. Machado runs well at third.
One and two to Markakis. That gets away. That's going to score a run. Wild pitch, 2-0. Baltimore Orioles. Topic didn't have much of a chance on that one.
He's trying to find the slider. It's been a great pitch for him in his last 3 outings, but you can see how far that bounced out in front of the batter's box as it gets by Shopik. So he doesn't have a good feel for the slider yet.
2-2. That has run now. The count has run to full. 3-2 with Adam Jones on deck. Now we're so very impressive coming out of spring training. Markakis, line drive in the right field. Michael Morse will get it back in. First 3 men have reached, 2 have scored.
And a pitch down and in to a left-handed hitter. Markakis hitting third in the lineup tonight. Solid line drive into right. Mauer right now, he just needs to settle down and try to work ahead of some hitters. He's falling behind. It's costing him in this one. All 3 hits coming off of his fastball. 12 pitches, 7 strikes so far.
Faces Adam Jones now, who's 6th in batting in the American League, 3rd in runs, tied for 2nd in doubles, and tied with Davis, a .392 batting average against right-hand pitchers. Adam, of course, former Mariner.
That was a good slider there to get over. First pitch strike, give him something else to think about. Tried to throw a couple of them, and they went to the backstop. Well, that was a good sign for him.
It smothers that one, 1-1. Orioles come in with a record of 15-11. They're in 3rd place, 3.5 behind Boston starting today. Boston, bottom of the 8th at Toronto, is losing 9-7. And the Yankees top of the 9th. Yankee Stadium lead Houston 7-2. And a 1-1 count. Inside, says Greg Gibson, 2-1.
It's a little bit what we saw from Mauer in his first 2 outings. Dave is having a tough time getting his fastball on the corners, is missing with it, and then when he throws it for a strike, it's in the middle of the plate.
Two and 1.
Able to get away with that one. 93 miles an hour again in the middle of the plate. So many times starters the first inning struggled through it. He certainly is right now. 16 pitches, still hasn't recorded an out.
It's amazing when you talk to pitchers too. You know, sometimes they come out of the bullpen, didn't have great stuff, come out here and perform, or have great stuff and come out and can't get anybody out.
Right.
And there's no explanation to that. None.
0.
2-2. Swing and a miss. He strikes out Adam Jones. Good breaking ball. First out of the first inning.
It's a good hard slider. That's been his go-to pitch against the right-handed hitters. Trying to run the fastball in on him. They come back with a hard slider, and Adam ends up chasing this pitch. You can see the late break on it.
One out, runner at first, a couple of runs in. And right now, maybe the toughest hitter in the American League. Make an extraordinarily strong case for Chris Davis to be Player of the Month in the American League.
I would agree.
First in home runs, RBIs, total bases, fourth in batting average. That's the thing when I look at the numbers. In a power guy, but he's hit 352, is fourth in the league. He's a Mika hot zone from last year.
Yeah, that is amazing because you think about him with the power and also a lot of strikeouts. And typically, if you're going to strike out a lot, the average isn't going to be as high. He's off to a hot start again. Sometimes in the month of April, guys will get off to great starts. Some guys will struggle.
Still leads the club with 25 strikeouts, but he leads the club in walks at 15. On base percentage is 444 and a 750 slug.
We had a guy in the booth last night that did that a lot. Strike out, but also walk a lot.
Absolutely.
Get a lot of home runs.
2-1.
Looked like a good changeup.
Strike two. Mr. Davis has been surpassed as home run leader, Tom Glasgow. We'll have an update on that coming up in a few minutes.
Another changeup. Great movement on it. 86 miles an hour, taking a little bit off of it from his fastball.
Outside, ball three. Asked Adam Jones about Chris Davis. I said, what's the deal with him? He says he's comfortable. He's able to take a deep breath. He goes 0 for 4. He knows he's going to be in there. Same case Michael Morse told us when he was in Washington a couple of years ago, and this year with the Mariners. You've been there. When you know you're going to be in there, it makes all the difference in the world.
Consistent playing time.
Payoff here to Davis.
Keeps you from pressing more than anything.
Yep. Wake up in the morning, you're not flipping out. You know the anxiety.
Yeah, more driving into the ballpark thinking I have to get 2 hits today or I won't be in there tomorrow.
Right.
It's a tough way to go about your business.
Early 2-0 lead for Baltimore. Top of the first pitch. Rolled over, fouled it off.
Well, Maurer having to throw a lot of pitches in this inning and throwing a lot of them to Chris Davis, the 8th pitch in this at bat coming up. 24 pitches now in the inning, 14 strikes.
Pitch number 8 coming up. And he lost it. Forced a walk. Runners at first and second, 1 out.
And that will bring out Carl Willis. Try to get him on track. Wieters, next hitter, hit a home run last night off of Joe Saunders. He was hitting right-handed, switch hitting catcher. Turn around, hit left-handed tonight.
Well, they have scrambled at Blake Bevan to get him up early here in the first inning. Orioles have lost their last 2 games. Mariners have won their previous 3 and 4 of the last 5 and 5 of 8.
.25 pitches here in the first. Just 1 out.
Mauer's first time facing the Baltimore Orioles. He's got catcher Matt Wieters, a switch hitter, hitting .214 with 4 homers and 13 runs batted in.
Well, the good news is he doesn't run well, so if Maurer can get him to hit the ball on the ground, get a double play, yeah, you're down 2-0, but at least you're through the first and hopefully settle down after that.
McLeod led off with a home run to right field on a 2-1 pitch. A double by Machado. Wild pitch to third and then wild pitched home. Base hit Markakis. Jones strikes out. Davis walks. 1-1.
right now. It looks like his best pitch is his changeup.
Carl Willis, Eric Wedge. Keep an eye on their 22-year-old right-hander out of Newport Beach, California. 1-1. Hit hard. Fair ball. More trouble. Markakis will score. Davis to third. Gets away from Morse. They're going to wave Davis. Here's Ackley to throw. No throw. Holds on. 2 more runs in. Down to second. Wieters a 4-0 Baltimore lead.
This is a hanging slider, leaves it in the middle of the plate, 88 miles an hour. It gets ripped down into the corner. You look at our McDonald's Supermo as he goes down the first base line, well inside the bag.
So once he gets down the line, took a weird bounce on Michael Morse. That said he was anticipating the first one, and then it took a double bounce. Boy, that's a tough way to go.
Right.
2-run double. Hard bounce there. Seager handles, throws out J.J. Hardy as he holds the runner at second base, 2 down.
When you watch it, it'll go down in the corner. It'll come off the wall, but then it hits that corner again. Michael overruns it a little bit. 2 more runs will come in.
Very productive first inning for Baltimore. Ryan Flaherty, the second baseman, is the 8th man to the plate here. Swing a miss. But Showalter on the left in his second full season. You see where he's been previously: the Yankees, Arizona, Texas, and now the Orioles. I like the early lead. 1-1 to Flaherty.
I think the big key to success from Brandon Maurer has been his fastball command, and he is just having a tough time throwing it anywhere near the plate. It's causing him problems.
Hard hit, but right to Ackley. 8 men to the plate. Baltimore scores 4th time. Hill to climb for the Mariners. We're just underway here at Safeco Field. Mariners coming to bat. Works harder for you. And how about Michael Saunders yesterday, coming back off the DL, homered in his first at bat. Talk about feeling good.
Good start for Michael. Good to have him back in the lineup. We mentioned can do a lot of things for this club. Take a look at the order tonight. Leading off, it will be Michael Saunders. Then it's Kyle Seager. For Seager, 10 doubles in April. Tied for 3rd in team history with the 10 doubles. And it's Morales, Morris, Bay, Smoke, Ackley, Shopik, and Ryan to round out the 9. Sixth start of the year for Hamill. 3.82 ERA. He's pitched well, 30 2/3, 16 strikeouts. He has walked 10 batters. Opponent's average is 227. Has a heavy sinker, 6'6", throwing downhill, trying to sink the ball. Good slider, occasional changeup.
First pitch to Michael Saunders in there for strike one. Sondo 281. He's 9 for 32. A couple homers. 7 runs batted in, a double and a triple. Bounces one down to Flaherty. Goes to Davis, the first baseman, 1 out.
T-Mobile defense for the Baltimore Orioles. In the outfield, Nate McLeod with a home run already in this game in left. Adam Jones is in center field. Chris Dickerson, the right fielder. On the infield, Machado at third. Hardy and Flaherty playing up the middle. Chris Davis, the first baseman, and Matt Wieters doing the catching again tonight for the Orioles. Jason Hamill against the Athletics. 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 runs. They were unearned runs. A couple of strikeouts. He threw 104 pitches.
Here's Kyle Seager. Strike one. Seager last evening checked in with his first triple of the season. He's 2 for 4 with a run batted in. Got his batting average up to 297. One. Seager, offensive leader in multiple categories for the Mariners, including RBIs. Breaking ball misses. Hamill was a 10th round pick in the 02 draft by the Rays out of Treasure Valley Community College down in Oregon. Graduate of South Kitsap High School. Hit hard. Davis takes care of it. 2 outs. Quick 2 outs. More on Hamill. Born in Greenville, South Carolina. Same state that produced Matt Wieters and Justin Smoke. Grew up in Port Orchard. Told you about his high school, college, drafted by the Rays and made his big league debut in 06. He's pitched well in his starts this year. Gone at least 6 in every start. He's got into the 7th inning once. That was in the loss against Minnesota. Second time out April 7th.
Already a couple of ground ball outs for him. He's going to try to keep the ball in the ground as much as he can. One of the ways that he gets himself out of some trouble. Double play ball.
Did not go, says Alan Porter. You know, Alan Porter's feeling pretty good about not being behind the plate and having to throw a ball back to a pitcher tonight.
Yeah, he made a few of the lowlights last night, didn't he?
He sure did. Sense of humor, he laughed at himself, but at that moment, it was like, what did I do? I knocked the pitcher out of the box? 1 and 2.
As you would expect it.
I'm sure he's wearing it. You know the guys that just
Wayne Kirby right now is at the end of the bench. Jeff wearing them out. Kirby, a former teammate of mine, he can certainly do that.
I believe it. It's from the Baltimore telecast last night. Look out, incoming. Oh my goodness.
Right on the pitching shoulder. Hit right off the point of it.
Well, you want to talk about a slow burn.
It's his first start. Just being called. There's a base hit. Right on the point of the shoulder, yeah. And then the reaction to Porter was great. I mean, he couldn't have felt worse or more embarrassed about it. It's just a bad situation all the way around.
You know, all the umps around baseball saw it and blew his phone up.
Well, I'm sure. And I bet you a lot of them are handing the ball back to the catcher now. Let them throw it out there. They're not going to take that responsibility on anymore, right?
Guaranteed. Dude, you do it. He's your teammate. I'm taking no responsibility. I got enough to do calling balls and strikes. Here's Morse. 7 homers, 11 runs batted in. Breaking ball for a strike. Michael 1 for 4 last night. He got a 4th inning single to center. Michael's finger getting better. His broken little pinky on the right hand getting better every day. Certainly getting more used to it. Hit the ball hard the last few games. Pitch and outside corner, 1-2. Fist fights it off, 1-2.
It's the best fastball we've seen from Hamill so far. 94 miles an hour. Pitch was up and in, tying up Michael.
Two outs, one on. Morales not much of a lead. Hardy backhand. Throws over. Nice split. Davis safe.
Didn't come up with it. Yeah. Dropped it. That should be a base hit.
Hardy did a heck of a job to get to him. Throw it. Davis, nice effort. And Morris busted down the line. Good play all around.
Now, deep in the hole. I thought Hardy might try to go to second, but he plants quickly, throws it in the dirt, and Chris Davis just wasn't able to hang on to it.
There's an opportunity here for the Mariners with 2 out, 2 on, down 4-0 here in the first. Here's Jason Bay.
He has been a hot hitter, and that's the reason why Eric Wedge decided to move him up in the lineup, hitting 5th tonight. He's raised his average up to 269, a couple of home runs and 6 RBIs. You can see 3 for 4 last night with an RBI and a double.
Single, double. Down low. And an infield hit, 3 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI. Good stuff. He's 4 for 12. Runners in scoring position. Time called. Jason Bay on a homestand, 7 for 14. Got a 4-game hitting streak working.
He's done a good job. Runners in scoring position, 4 for 12. 333 average for him.
Sunday against the Angels and Jason Vargas, game tying home run. Had a chance to lead off one of the games against the Angels, first time in his career. 2-1. Discerning guy who's got a 3-1 count.
Close pitch, but he ended up getting the call. Now he's in the driver's seat. 20 pitches now. So both starting pitchers having to work hard in the first inning.
3-1 pitch to Bay, 2 on. And a strike. Full count. You'll have Morse at first, Morales at second. They will be on the move. Justin Smoke hoping to get a chance to swing the bat this inning. Runners go. Pitch. Breaking ball. Hit down to Machado. And it throws over to Chris Davis. That'll do it. Mariners threaten. They don't score. Second inning coming up. 4-0 Orioles. Second inning coming up. Orioles here in Game 2 of this series, lead at 4-0. And a reminder that the best deal in baseball, it's back on select Wednesdays this season. Each member of the family can pick up a ticket, a hot dog, and a Pepsi for as low as $15. It's all part of Safeco Insurance Grand Slam Family Package night at the ballpark. Next event's coming up tomorrow, 7:10 start time against these Orioles. Get in on the savings, folks. Log on to Mariners.com/specials. 2 stars and as many nights in our booth. A couple of Mariner Hall of Famers. Last night, Jay Buhner. Now, Dan Wilson joins us. Good to have you, Dano.
Thanks, guys. Good to be here.
Chris Dickerson will lead it off, the right fielder for the Orioles. It'll be followed by Nick McLaughlin and Manny Machado. Good-looking bunt, charged by Seager. Base hit. Very good bunt there. As the Orioles pick up another base hit. What do you think of Mauer first thing? A little shaky.
Yeah, it looked like a combination of a couple things. Looked like the Baltimore Orioles might came out with a game plan. They were going to swing and swing early, and they jumped on some fastballs. First 3 hits were fastballs, and then looked like Brandon had trouble finding that slider early on. That's been a devastating pitch for him, and just couldn't get settled into a groove. And you know, give some credit to the Orioles, and then Brandon not being able to find that slider was a tough break for him.
I think it's a great point because the Orioles, 3 out of their first 5 hitters are in the top 10 in the league in hitting right now with some damage. And it appeared to me Mauer, who's been so good in his last 3 outings, kind of fell back a little bit in that first inning. I'll be curious to see if he's able to right the ship here. And it was really came down to his fastball command. Really couldn't find it. Then, as you mentioned, a few sliders to the backstop. And I think that pitch, his changeup, has been his best pitch so far.
Morse comes in, makes the catch on McLeod.
But if he's going to have some success, then he is going to have to command his fastball, Denny, which is something he's been really good about in his last 3 outings. So hopefully he and Kelly Shompik, Carl Willis can get together and get that worked out.
Last 5 games, they've been hot. 392 with 6 homers, 25 runs, and 23 runs knocked in.
It's a good lineup, especially you look at it, the first 5 guys. You better come out with your best stuff out of the bullpen, and that just didn't happen for Mauer. But you know what? Sometimes, Dan, a young pitcher, 22 years old, he's been cruising along in his last 3 outings. Maybe this is something, well, we'll see. You know, can he get it back together? That's another step that he's going to have to make.
Yeah, absolutely. And then to get out of that last inning with no damage, I mean, with just the 4-run damage, and then to come up this inning, this is a big inning for him.
Shoppik's throw. Got him. Heck of a throw to get Chris Dickerson. Dickerson caught for the first time this season. He's 1 for 2. Quick, accurate throw. Then he can break it down. Take a look at our money tree. In-time play. Boy, that's some throw.
Yeah, good throw. Shoppik gets rid of it quickly. Credit Dustin Ackley down on the other end, too. A nice short hop pick. And then puts the tag on him, and they do get him. Sometimes when you see that tag up around the hip area, sometimes the hand's in at the base already, but Dustin Ackley getting it on the hip quickly and getting the out.
Manny Machado, 2 outs, 1-1 pitch. Manny with a double down the left field line. First time up, scored on a couple of wild pitches.
It's to me watching Kelly here in the first month of the season behind the plate. He has a strong arm, but I've been more impressed, Danny, with how quickly he gets rid of the ball. It seems that that's more the priority for him than trying to put a little extra on the throw. He's just trying to get it down there as quickly as he can. Yeah,
good release right there. And you got to credit Carl Willis and the pitching staff too, especially Brendan Marley, giving him time to get rid of it. You can see he gets into position, and you're right, he gets rid of it, Mike. Sometimes you'll see a catcher take a little extra time to get that weight on that back foot so they can drive that throw, but he gets rid of it quick.
Saunders takes care of that lazy fly ball off the bat of Manny Machado. Good inning for Mauer and the Mariners. Kelly Shoppik playing a big role as well. 4-0 Orioles. put 4 on the board in the first inning. It took 17 minutes, 32 pitches from Brendan Maurer. Let's see if they can put some pressure now on Jason Hamill. Justin Smoke, Dustin Ackley, Kelly Shapik will be the hitters here in the second inning. Smoke 3 for 15 on this homestand, and he drives one deep right field. Going back, Markakis. One hop off the fence. And in with a stand-up leadoff double, Justin Smoke. His 4th double of the season. Great start here for the Mariners.
Doubles and back-to-back nights for Justin Smoke. And I like the fact that he's just getting more aggressive. First pitch fastball, up out over the plate. Hits it hard into the gap. So he's starting to collect some hits, batting average slowly going up, and he's starting to drive the ball. So doubles and back-to-back nights, and a good start for the Mariners here in the second inning.
That's a good sight, man. 18 hits now in his last 27 games started. Dustin Ackley coming around as well. And a 9-game hitting streak. Shows bunt. Takes the ball. 9-game hitting streak, 13 for his last 32.
Danny, I don't know how much you've been able to watch lately, but he's done a really good job of using the entire field. I think earlier on in the season when you were working with us, he was having a tough time on that pitch right there, the one that was on the outer half. But he's done a good job covering it lately.
Yeah, and that makes all the difference, too, when you can wait and just dump that ball, take what you get, dump that ball the other way for your hit. I saw Justin Smoke do the same thing last night with his double down the left field line.
It was really impressive. We rarely see him go that way.
Yeah, it's good to see him using the other side of the field, and it's made a difference, obviously, in their batting average as well.
Yeah, he used to tell us, hey, there's hits over on the other side too, guys, right?
I think where it pays the biggest dividends, though, is in RBI situations, because you see the ball longer, you trust your hands a little bit more. You know they're going to come at you with a breaking ball at some point in an RBI situation, and it helps tremendously. Dave Hansen does such a great job, you know, talking about these guys and talking about hitting the ball the other way.
Not deep enough as McLeod goes back. Smoke bluffs. Wow, what an airmail job by McLeod, backed up by Hammer, the catcher and the third baseman. It had Jones, hands on his hip, looking at McLeod. What are you doing?
Not laughing at him. Yeah, that was bad.
Looked like he hit his secondary receiver on that one.
One out, man at second. Brings up Kelly Shapik.
It's a good point with Dave Hansen. Need to give him a lot of credit. A number of guys who were struggling earlier in the year, and I was talking to Dave, and he had things going on. They were all different, but he has them all moving in the right direction now.
Yep.
Shapik threw out Dickerson, trying to steal in the top half of the inning. Kelly pops this one up. It's like it might be playable. Wieters on deck circle makes the play. Big out. Heck of a play there. Right near the on deck circle. Saturday, May 11th. Next car in the collectible Mariners Train Car Series will pull into Safeco Field. It's the Tom Wilhelmsen train engine. It's free to the first 20,000 fans when the Mariners take on the Oakland A's. Get that ticket punched to train night. It's May 11th. Go to mariners.com. And next year they'll add the bar car, we hope.
He's been a lot of fun to watch, hasn't he, Tommy?
Oh, yeah. He's just throwing the lights out of the ball.
It's amazing for me to watch him, and it's hard to see. It seems he's throwing harder now than he ever has at 97, Danny. But his command is just so good when he comes into the ninth inning. You rarely see him erratic out there. He comes in and just pounding strikes right away.
Ryan fouls one back.
Is that something for him that he just can control his emotions, but more importantly, his mechanics are so good? Or?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's probably a combination of both. But you know, having this role again this year, he's much more seasoned at it. He's got to feel more comfortable out there, and I tell you what, as a player, I know as a catcher, and I know as an infielder too, for you too, a guy when you know he's got command out there, and he's not going to walk 2 or 3 guys, make that ninth inning really stress-filled. That's nice. It's nice to know he's going to go right after the guy, and you're going to be ready. He's going to be ready, and that's a good combination, I think.
He's the leader out there too. I get a kick out of watching them, watching the bullpen guys proceed out to their home out there, and he's tradition started by many, but I know John Wetland had it going on pretty good when he was here. He's the lead duck. He's the lead guy.
Yep.
He's the guy that everybody follows. Ryan with a modest 3-game hitting streak.
Do some pretty wacky stuff out there in that bullpen.
A lot of free time, Dan.
Oh, yeah.
2-1. They did go, said Greg Gibson. Here the guys.
That's Jen Mueller there,
Got
waiting to
certain
do her
tradition.
job, but fist bumps all around to the guys out in the pen. Gotta wait, Jen.
Certain rituals.
Hey, if it works once, do it again.
Got to be adhered to. 2 outs with Smoke at second. 2-2, 2 outs to Ryan.
What you don't know is Jen, if she has tomorrow off, but they pitch well tonight, they'll make sure she's standing there.
Yeah, that's right.
Right you are. And probably trying to hit that same time on the clock too, right?
So you're saying baseball players are superstitious, huh? I don't know about that.
3-2 to Ryan. Walked him.
There we go.
So first and second. Mariners hit first and second in the first. Couldn't score. Now top of the order, Michael Saunders.
35 pitches for Hamill. Working here in the second inning. So both pitchers having to throw a lot of pitches early.
Well, the Earl of Baltimore used to like the 3-run jack. This wouldn't be a bad spot right here for Mr. Saunders. No.
Instant offense.
Beautiful thing, isn't it?
Oh.
Earl passed away recently. A great Hall of Fame manager.
It was funny. I was talking to Jim Palmer in the hallway, and we were talking about a bunch of different things with hitting and today's game and all that. And he was talking about Weaver, and he said that the thing that used to irritate him the most was guys hitting the double play balls. They'd come in and said, couldn't you pop it up, strike out? There's Jim.
On the left with Gary Thorne.
Strike out. Don't get 2 outs with 1 swing. I'd rather see you falling down swinging hard at it.
Oh, man. When you talk to Jim and you read some of the stories and talk to the old timers, man, they must have been at each other's throats all the time. Fly ball, that's going to get out of play. I mean, no, it's not like Palmer was some stumble bum. I mean, he's one of the greatest pitchers ever.
Right.
And they were like,
Seemed like that was kind of Weaver's deal, though.
yeah, everything had to be contentious.
Well, I think so, yeah. And it was kind of that way with, I think, in the old school managers anyway. That's kind of the way
Billy
they
Martin
ran
was
it.
that way.
Yeah.
They don't like anybody.
No, they weren't your friend.
Lou had a little bit of that in him. Of course, he learned a lot from Billy
Martin.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness, yes. Especially his distaste for pitchers.
Yes.
And catchers in their first year at the big league level, Dan.
And second, and third, and fourth, and so on.
Saunders swings and misses, and the Mariners, second inning in a row, they strand 2 at first and second. 4-0 O's. 4-0 Orioles. They got 4 in the first. A Nate McLouth leadoff homer. Manny Machado scored on a couple of wild pitches and a 2-run double by Matt Wieters. Beautiful night here as Brendan Maurer throws to Nick Markakis, strike one. Nick DHing tonight. He singled to right and scored the first inning. Trouble with that slider. 1-1.
It's a good second inning for him. Kelly Shopik picking him up by throwing out the base stealer, but I thought the fact that he was able to come out and throw strikes and have a quick inning after the long first inning for him, it's a good sign.
2 balls, 1 strike to Markakis. Markakis, Adam Jones, and Chris Davis, 3, 4, and 5 for the Orioles. First strike, 2-2. Way inside. Shopik, NHL goalie style, keeping that one in front.
You know, we've seen that a lot with the lefties, where he has to get over almost to the other side of that left-hander's batter's box to knock the ball down. And looked like he was trying to set up a way. He's doing a nice job of corralling those pitches, but Maurer keeps missing badly down and in.
Going back Ryan, he's got it. 1 out. Time for a Century Link to what's next. Series finale. Wai-Yin Chen against Aaron Harang. Harang looking for his first Mariner win.
And Chen has really pitched well. You can tell with that ERA at 2.5. Opponent's average is 2.11. Pitched well against the Mariners last year, from what I remember.
He was good. He was really good. It was one of those, who is this guy? Like 7th, 8th inning. Here's Adam Jones. Mariners will see Baltimore again in Charm City, first weekend of August. 2, 3, and 4. Jones struck out on a 2-2 pitch. Two-time All-Star, one of the best center fielders in the game. Coming off a big year, 32 homers, 82 runs batted in last year. 2-1.
You know, you see a curveball there, Mike, and I think, you know, you kind of touched on it earlier, but it's a good test for Brendan Maurer. A lot of times you're going to have to compete at the big league level with not your best stuff, and right now his slider, which has been his best pitch, is just not there for him. You saw him go with the curveball, try to find a feel for that.
Morris on the track makes the catch. Mike, that goes back to when we saw Iwakuma last week. Didn't have his great stuff and battled like crazy.
Now he battled to get through 5 innings. He ended up striking out 11 batters in that inning, or in that game, and kept his club in the game. But I think the biggest difference there with Iwakuma is all the experience he's had in his years of Japan. You know, he won their Cy Young Award over there. This is a guy that's been around. About 22 years old.
Yeah.
He's just going to be inconsistent, especially I think this first half of the season. He can dominate at times, but he will have days where, like he is having right now, Dan, where he's just having a tough time locating his pitches.
Yep.
The thing I also noticed is it looks like he's taking a little bit off of his fastball. He was around 94, and now we're looking at him. He's 89, 90, trying to get maybe a little more sink, trying to find a way to get it on the plate, quite frankly.
Yeah.
0-1 to Chris Davis. Center field for Saunders. Another good inning from Maurer as he makes his way to the dugout. 1, 2, 3 goes to heart of the order for the Baltimore Orioles. Coming up, Kyle Seager, Kendrys Morales, and Michael Morse. Mariners looking for some runs. Mariners baseball on Root Sports is being brought to you by BNSF Railway, the engine that connects us. And by Jack in the Box, the Chipotle Chicken Combo. It's a club combo. It's back for a limited time at Jack in the Box. Try one today with fries and a drink for just $4.99 plus tax. Good look at Elliott Bay. Ship traffic out there. The ferries. Action on 99 on this cloudy day with a little bit of sun mixed in. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Dan Wilson here. So look at Kyle Seager. Take strike one, leading off the home third. Kyle grounded out to Chris Davis, the first baseman, first time up. Mariners with 3 hits. They've left 4 men on. First and second, 2 out in the first inning, couldn't score. They had first and second with 2 outs in the second inning and could not score.
Well, it goes back to the numbers that we showed right there at the top of the game, Dave, and we were talking about all the good stuff that the guys have been doing, and they are positive, but the one that was a struggle was hitting with runners in scoring position. So far 0 for 4 in this one tonight. Just have to hope that maybe somebody can hit one out of the ballpark and get them back into the game. They're only down 4 runs, and it's early. Plenty of time to come back in this one, Dan. You just have to hang in there if you can.
Last 4 games of the Mariners, runners in scoring position, but 22. One and 2 here. Kyle Seager. Seager taking a look at 6'6" right-hander Jason Hamill. Pitch. Strike 3 called. Back-to-back strikeouts for Hamill. We've got 2 in the ball game.
And Kyle didn't like it. Starts his fastball in and has it run right back on the corner at 93 miles an hour.
Good pitch, unfortunately.
Well, EQC Tracer says that it was on the plate. Kyle didn't think it was.
It's pretty good movement on that fastball, Mike. That's a tough pitch to handle. You're going to foul that off at best. It's a pretty good pitch. He's got some good movement.
It is, and I give him a lot of credit for throwing it, because it can be a dangerous pitch too. You let that run out over the plate a little bit, that's when you're going to get hurt. But anytime they can start a ball at you as a hitter and get it back on the dish somehow, all it takes is that split second where you just give up on it and it runs back and you're done. You have no chance. But not many pitchers have the courage to do that because they're worried about it leaking out on the plate and getting hurt.
3-0 here to Kendrys Morales with Michael Morse on deck. Morales with a base hit to right on a 2-2 pitch. Back in the first inning. And a 4-pitch walk. Second walk issued by Hamill. 1 out base runner for Michael Morse. Morse had a look at Hamill. You've seen him strike out 2 and walk 2. Michael got an infield hit his first time. Hit one deep to short. Bouncing ball charged by Machado. They get 1 and they turn 2. That'll do it for the Mariners. Nicely done by Machado, Flaherty, and Davis. Mariners are gone. 4th inning, straight ahead. Question: how many World Series titles have the Baltimore Orioles won? They won in '83. They won in '70. They won in '66. And since then, it's 3. I'm going with 3.
I'm in with you. Dan?
I'm gonna go. Rick Riz was talking about Baltimore winning 4 earlier, so I'm going to go with 4.
Leadoff man is Matt Wieters, their catcher. They've been in a while. Oh, that 69 they lose, 71 they lose, 69 to the Mets, 71 lose to the Pirates. St. Louis. He says, Curtis, just so it could be a trick question. I could be bringing the St. Louis Browns in, but I know the Browns were in the '44 World Series, didn't win. Cardinals beat them.
See, when he said that, I heard the same thing. He noticed that I didn't laugh because, yeah, he actually would do that.
He's doing right. He would. At 3-0 meters, a 4-pitch walk to him. There's some early thoughts here. Let's see. 48, they're going with 3. For Mauer, that's his second walk. He's struck out 1. Hitter now is J.J. Hardy. Bounced out the 3rd, first time. Mauer, 32 pitches in the first inning, 10 in the second, 10 in the third. Took 17 minutes, 32 pitches, giving up 4 runs first inning.
After the 4-pitch walk to Wieters, and now getting behind here on Hardy. See Kelly Shopik, the veteran, going out there trying to calm him down, try to recall what adjustments he's already made today, try to talk to him about getting back in that strike zone, finding that fastball.
How much of that, when he goes out like that, especially with a young kid, is it mechanical, Dan, where you're giving him some mechanical information, or is it just encouragement, or what do you think it mostly is?
It's probably half and half. If something mechanical is staring at you right in the face, you're going to mention it to him. But for the most part, it's more of a mental thing. And when you're talking about a young pitcher like Mauer, it's probably 90% mental. Hey, let's work down in the zone. Let's let that sinker run and get a ground ball right here. It's something to pump him up a little bit.
Put a positive swing thought in his mind.
Exactly.
Be a good caddy. 2-1. 3-1 pitch. Top foul. Texas put up 6 runs in the home 6 to take the lead, 10-6 over the White Sox. They now play bottom 8 in Texas.
Not that game in Oakland last night. 19 innings.
6 hours, 32 minutes. Popped up. Seager's going to take a look. He might have room. And he does.
Dan, did you catch all 19 in that one?
No.
Chris Iannetta did last night.
Did he really?
That's a tired dude right now.
Wow.
What was the most you? I mean, you put in a bunch of them like that,
question.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know what the longest. I'm going to guess like 14 innings, maybe.
So what was the next day and a half like?
Yeah, it was restful. Yeah, I mean, you're sore. It's
he wasn't hitting any long homers, I can tell you that. The legs were gone.
Man, oh man! I mean, 19. Here's Ryan Flaherty. I get home, I see that game's on, so I pull it up on the computer. They put up on the message board, last train leaving the Coliseum is at midnight. And this was 11:25. There's hardly anybody there anyway, and they started booking, man. Glenn Kuiper and Ray Fosse quite thankful when was it Ross hit the
Moss,
walk-off? Moss hit the
home run.
The walk-off.
Hit 2 home runs in that game, including the walk-off. They said a 19-inning walk-off home run last time. Mike Cameron.
Yep, that's right. Cammy did it right here.
Trying to lead the yard with that one. That's a long time, 6.5 as a catcher. I mean, up, down. I mean, I gotta believe you're done for 2 days, right?
No, one day would be enough, but that's a lot of, trying to set guys up and trying to, you get to 19 innings.
Mentally, you're fried.
You're fried mentally, too. How do you try to set a guy up for the 7th at bat of the day?
He's looking back at you, dude. You already tried that.
Good thing I wasn't the catcher, because by the 16th I said, here comes a fastball down the middle. Do something, would you? Time to go home. What time did that game get over?
About 12:30-ish. Brutal. Yeah, because I picked it up. It was 11:25. They played another hour after that.
All those pitches just well off the plate away. He's been so good, Dan, that when he was missing, he was just missing off the plate, getting a lot more swings and bad swings. And tonight he's just really struggled, not able to do that.
3-2 here to Flaherty.
I think sometimes what happens too, Mike, especially after that first inning when those first 3 guys were up there swinging the bat, young guy like Maui begins to think now that all these major league hitters, you got to make the perfect pitch every pitch you throw, and so then you start to get a little bit too fine and you get behind in the count. You start missing off the plate a little bit. We've seen him kind of choke his slider a little bit tonight. You begin to think about every pitch having to be that perfect pitch, and I think that's what Kelly's been able to try to get him to settle down a little bit. And don't give these hitters too much credit.
We hit the front end. Retiring leaders. 3-6 for out number 2. Fielder's choice for Flair. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Right now, when you purchase $150 of authentic collection items at any Mariners team store, you're also going to get a free Felix Hernandez Perfect Game Mega Ticket commemorating the Mariner Aces historic outing. At nearly 3 feet tall, this is a great piece of memorabilia to hang at home. This gift with purchases available at all 5 team store locations while supplies last. Felix will be in action in Toronto. That's our next stop. He'll be pitching Friday night against the Blue Jays, who have struggled mightily out the gate with injuries and some poor play. Starting tonight, Toronto 9.5 games off the pace and last place in the American League East. Ari Dickey. I told me yesterday he's not at 100% either. Chris
Saw something. What was it? A neck issue or something he was having?
Toronto rallied to beat Boston tonight 9-7. Now we're behind Dickerson 2-0. Throw over to first. Back safely is Flaherty. Pitch 2-1.
With all the struggles that Mauer's had tonight below, I think if he can get through the 5th or 6th inning, holding Baltimore right here, that's going to be actually a confidence builder more than not, because he didn't have his best stuff, but really seems to be working through it and still getting guys out despite it.
2-1.
Well, I would agree with you. And I think probably 5 will be it, because he's a young pitcher, 22. It's a cool evening. He's had to throw a lot of pitches early in this game. Dan, 32 pitches in the first. He's at 73 now, working here in the 4th. So I wouldn't be surprised if Eric lets him try to work his way through 5 and then takes him out, even if he's in around that 90 pitch mark.
Off speed pitch got the count to even 2-2 with 2 outs. That got off the end of the bat and sliced away from Ryan. Coming on to Saunders. Gets it back in and going first to third is Ryan Flaherty. So base hit for Chris Dickerson. He's got a bunt, and now that base hit, he's 2 for 2.
I just cued this off the end of the bat. Found some outfield grass. Actually was slicing away from Brendan Ryan.
Top of the order now, Nate McLeod. McLeod started with the Pirates, got to the Pirates big team in 05, played 41 games. And the All-Star team in 08. With the Pirates from 05 to 09, then Atlanta in 09, 10, 11, back to the Buccos last year for 34 games. And then the Orioles picked him up and he played 55 games, so then hitting 268. He's a big stolen base guy in the minor leagues. Even earlier in his career in Pittsburgh, he was 22 and 23, back safely again. As Blake Bevan up again. So Bevan for the second time is up. We got 2 outs, 2 on here, runners at the corners. 0-1 to McLeod. Two-one pitch. McLeod homered, leading off the ball game. Breaking ball for strike 1 and 2. Ball at 2 strikes here to McLeod. Off the end of the bat foul. McLeod looking up into the lights, looking like he's trying to sort things out. I'm trying to figure out what the heck is going on here.
He's taking some time between pitches here.
Second time up, he flied to right. Popped it up. And he could not check himself. They go down to Alan Porter, and he knew it. No protest from McLeod. And that'll do it. So Mauer gets out of it. Coming up for the Mariners as they trail 4-0. You'll see Jason Bay, Justin Smoke, and Dustin Ackley.
gets going as we get ready for the bottom of the fourth. Tom Glasgow with you from the Ford Sports Desk. Let's take a trip down on the farm where we check in with one Jabari Henry. He is tearing it up. Take a look. Hit safely in 7 of his last 8 games over that span. Hitting .481. He's really got it going. And guys, I think Jabari's looking to catch the next bus out of Clinton.
Understood. All right, Tom, thank you very much. Jason Bay leads it off. Here in the home fourth, Bay, Smoke, and Ackley against Jason Hamill. Hamill struck out 2, walked 2. Giving up 3 hits. Regular strike at 1-1. Bay grounded out the third his first time up. They took a lot off of that one. Good arm action. 1-2 the count. Third to Machado. Some arm. Nice footwork by Chris Davis. 1 down here in the fourth. Boy, a lot of movement there on that ground ball to third. He had the second baseman backing up and the right fielder. And everybody moving out there. Chris Dickerson. Well, yeah. Ryan Flaherty, second baseman. Chris Dickerson. They all were within about 50 feet, 50 to 70 feet of first base. There's Smoke. He doubled to right center field his first time up. It was on the first pitch that he saw leading off the second. Speed pitch misses. Baltimore got on the Mariners and Brandon Maurer early. 4 runs on 4 hits in the first inning, sending 8 men to the plate. Mariners have threatened. Left 2-1 in the first, 2-1 in the second. 3-1. Ackley awaits. And smokes the board. 1 out walk. Second walk issued by Hamilton. Right now, when you purchase $150 of authentic collection items in any Mariners team store, you're going to get a free Felix Hernandez perfect game mega ticket commemorating the Mariners' ace historic outing. It's nearly 3 feet tall. Great piece of memorabilia to hang at home, so go get one and purchase. It's available at all 5 team stores while supplies last. Ackley looks at strike 1. 13,629 on hand. Outside 1-1.
Danny, looking at Hamilton in this game, right now 61 pitches, 33 strikes, 28 balls, but he's throwing a lot of first pitch strikes. 16 batters, 13 strikes. I think that maybe would look to be a little more aggressive early in counts off him, because it looks like he's trying to really throw that sinker hard off the outside corner once he's able to steal a strike.
Inside, and it's backhand by Wieters, 2-1.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think early in the count's probably going to be your best pitch in terms of it being on the plate.
Right.
And then after